Okay, so today we're going to talk about the cosmological argument, which was one of the first arguments that made me think, like, oh no, maybe atheism doesn't have all the answers that I thought it did. And I'm probably going to refer to my notes a lot, so don't judge me if I'm looking down. I just want to make sure I get this right. So when it comes to the origin of the universe, there are three options for how the universe came to be. The first option is that the universe always existed. The second option is that the universe came into existence spontaneously, like there was nothing and then there was something. And then the third option is that the universe has a cause, that something or someone created it. Now, science has actually disproved the first option, that it always existed, right? Before the 1900s, there were many scientists, especially atheist scientists, who thought that the universe has existed eternally. Like Fred Hoyle, for example. And Fred Hoyle said that the Big Bang idea was problematic in that it was a little too similar to the description in Genesis where, all of a sudden there was something. But then Edwin Hubble in the late 1920s discovered that the universe is expanding. And he found that out through measuring the distance between stars and planets, and among other things. But what that means is that if the universe is slowly expanding, that if we rewind, going back and back and back, the universe gets hotter and denser, and eventually it's like not even there. So going from big to nothing. So that gets rid of that first idea and leaves us with, well, did the universe pop into existence spontaneously on its own? Or does it have a cause? Did something or someone create it? Now, let me see. Okay, so, well, the idea of there being a creator, someone or something that created the universe, well, that can be hard to grasp. There's actually some scientific merit for it, because within our observable universe that we, live and exist in right now, every single thing in this universe that we see that has a beginning has a cause, meaning that there's nothing in our universe that has popped into existence spontaneously. Absolutely everything that exists, there's a reason, there's a something, there's a someone that caused it to exist. You and I are an example, right? We exist because our parents existed, because their parents existed, and on and back and back and back and back and back. So scientifically, it's actually it's more likely, based on what we do see in our known universe, that the universe didn't pop into existence, that there was something or someone that created it. And this is what we Christians call God. Now, you might be wondering a couple things. Like, one, you might actually be saying, well, hey, the universe didn't pop into existence from nothing. It actually came into existence because some, self-replicating molecules in space got this whole thing started. But I'm saying, what was there even before something like self-replicating molecules or the most elementary particles of the universe began to exist? Because there was nothing, not even those particles, not even those molecules. So there's that. The second thing you might be wondering, which I definitely did, was, okay, well, what do the leading atheist scientists have to say on this matter, right? They must have an answer for being so sure that there is no creator. And actually, what I found out is that they don't have a solid answer, that they have speculations, and their speculations are not based on observable, direct evidence. So I'm just going to give you a couple examples, like Stephen Hawking. The late Stephen Hawking is one who said that the universe might as well have spontaneously just popped into existence from nothing. There's Peter Singer, sorry. Peter Singer. He's one who speculated that self-replicating molecules caused the universe to exist, but again, he doesn't explain the origin of those self-replicating molecules. There's also the evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins, who actually has said that, well, like maybe an intelligent alien civilization somewhere else in space seeded our own universe, and that's how we came to be, which I find interesting that he's willing to attribute our creation to an alien civilization, but not something like God. But again, he's also not providing any explanation for where that alien civilization might have come from. And you know, this is not an exhaustive list. This is not an exhaustive argument, but these are the best and brightest atheist scientist minds, and that is the gist of how far they've come, is there isn't a clear answer from them. And so what I want to kind of leave you with is that ultimately any belief about the beginning of the universe is somewhat based on faith. And when you connect that faith to reason, I would argue that it is as, if not much more reasonable to believe that there is a creator for the universe rather than the universe popping into existence from nothing. That nothing only produces nothing. You need a something or a someone to produce something. So a final line I kind of want to leave you with is there's a former lawyer turned apologist, Abdu Murray, who I really like, and he's also a former Muslim, and he says that, reflecting on his conversion to Christianity, he says, the truth wasn't hard to find, it was just hard to embrace. And, you know, coming from a non-Christian background, that definitely resonates with me. So, based on what you know about the universe, based on what you know about the natural world and scientific observation, which seems more probable to you for those two options, and why? I'd love to see that in the comments. I would also love to see any questions you have about Christianity or Christianity and science, anything like that in the comments as well. I'll try to answer them there or in a future video. And I highly, highly recommend the book, if this is a topic you're interested in, Why the Universe is the Way It Is by astronomer Hugh Ross. I can't recommend this book enough. He has spent his life dedicated to discussing this topic, and he does so in a way that is pure science while also being you know, something that a non-scientist can follow. So thank you so much. If you're interested in more content like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.